Today we're here, folks, with pagan priest Asmodeus Jerubel.
Asmodeus is fine.
Asmodeus. Retired Special Agent Dirk Malloy.
I know Pete Lucibelli. I do.
Not for nothing, but I am Captain Kirk, James Tiberius Kirk.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bruce, the boss, Springsteen! Hey, Bruce.
I don't normally do interviews.
Close personal friend of Pete Lucibelli from the witchcraft shop, Curious Goods in West Haven, Connecticut.
Is that thing running?
No.
I'd like to say I'm retired from DEA due to Pete Lucibelli.
I met Pete Lucibelli at summer camp.
It was 1992, and I was at a Comic-Con convention. You can tell Pete liked me, was a fan.
That fucker? That dude was outside my house, 3 a.m. I got up to get the paper. I'm looking outside, there's some dude in the car just watching me with binoculars.
Well, we're at the shop. I hadn't known Pete at the time. And there was a set of finely drawn tarot cards. And I reached for them, and Pete reached for them. We met. We touched.
You touched Pete.
We touched. An intense touch.
I met him by accident. I was doing a stakeout at the local middle school when I saw Pete pull up in that flashy car he's got, kind of passing out what we'll call cigarettes to the kids, local kids. Well, they're kind of funny looking cigarettes, but a very distinctive smell to them. And that's where I kind of started to open my case on Pete Lucibelli.
A long time ago, he used to make me stay afterwards, and I would have to do special swimming lessons. He said I wasn't a very good swimmer, so I had to swim naked.
It was after that convention, and he wanted to go out for a drink. So we went to the airport bar, Holiday Inn. We got a well-priced room. And when we met two chicks at the bar, dressed like Doran slaves. I went to pay the bill. That snake had left me.
Memories of Pete? The guy was watching Patty and me and the kids were having a barbecue. He's out there looking at us. I had to get the cops. I had to get a restraining order on this asshole.
So you intensely touched Pete.
Yeah.
My best memory. My best memory. I don't think I have any good memories of Pete Lucibelli.
I had to swim naked, and I almost drowned because Pete, he wouldn't do anything other than watch me swim.
He ran off with the two Andorran slaves. Scored upstairs in the room. I had to pay for the room too. And you wouldn't believe what that room cost.
Did you ever hear from the Andorran girls again?
I did not.
Turns out, I ended up seeing this band with Job years later over at New Haven. There he is playing guitar. 92, wearing spandex. Actually inspired me to write Streets of Philadelphia. I was down and out.
Pete reciprocated the touch.
Many times after in our long friendship, sure. His energies, my energies have intermingled, become one, become 2, 3, 4 even, and then return to one.
Well, since that day, I saw Pete Lucibelli at the middle school, passing out what I like to call funny-looking cigarettes to the local children. I began my own investigation on Pete Lucibelli. Soon, it just became to consume me, consume my life, consume everything.
He'd stand on the dock and he'd just watch me swim around. He'd swim around. One time I almost drowned.
If you could pick one word that sums up the man, Pete Lucibelli, what would that word be?
Snake.
Determined. Persistent. That guy is persistent. Every night, same time, outside my street corner, looking at me. Big fan, just don't care to have fans like that.
One word to describe Pete Lucibelli.
Fudge. Pete's fudge. Think about Pete. He's sweet. He's sweet like fudge. But like fudge, you can't have too much. Too much fudge. Bellyache.
Gun nut. I think he's a gun nut. He's got a lot of guns. He's got a lot of guns, and it's very disturbing because he's always waving them around and he's saying things like, "Don't tell anybody about your private swimming lessons." Gun nut. And bald. I guess that's 3 words. Gun nut and bald.
Unpatriotic.
These are the adventures of Pete Lucibelli. To boldly go where no man has gone before. To plow every blue chick in the universe. Like that's never been tried before.
How do you think the world will remember Pete Lucibelli?
The world remembering Pete? The world remembers guys like me, Bruce Springsteen. They don't remember guys like Pete. Pete's gonna... He will be non-existent. Nobody will remember Pete.
I think the world, as you see it, as you perceive the world, will immediately forget Pete once he's gone. Inconsequential. Like an ant that never was. Like a twig, an ant that never was, walked on.
I don't know how the world will remember Pete Lucibelli, but I know how I remember Pete Lucibelli. A man with a green thumb.
Pete Lucibelli, that guy will be remembered for Bajob, big time. That little B-E-J with the little ass cheeks above the J. I don't even know what it was, but it looks good on a t-shirt.
Nobody's gonna remember him. I don't even think his kids know who he is. Nobody's gonna remember Pete.
But you remember the swimming lessons.
Well, it's because I was naked in a lake. And cold. It was a weird thing. I never did learn how to swim.
Now Pete's 50th birthday is coming up, so is there any message you'd like to give Pete on his 50th birthday?
Pete, always look over your shoulder, because I'm coming for you.
You know, a long time ago, most people would die by the time they were 45, and I think we should go back to that. I think maybe there's something in that. You know what I mean, Pete?
Live long, prosper.
Hey, I'll give it a try. Pete, you're a fucking weird guy. You're not much of a guitar player, but fucking you give it a motherfucking try.
Pete! You had to ask that, didn't you? You had to ask that. You had to ask that. Pete ruined my life. He ruined my life. And Pete, I'm coming for you, Pete. I will come for you.
Any other thoughts that about Pete that you would like to share with the audience?
I'm afraid of his wife.
Oh, I bathed in his energy. Bathed like oh, I bathed. Years was an endless running.
Yeah!
Yeah!
Ow! Play it for me, Stevie! I had a friend with a big guitar player back in '92. Man, he wore them spandex leggings, made him look like a fool boy. Saw the other night at the Black Sheep Ranch, had a great set, he was really rocking out. Asked him back inside for a few drinks, but he said he had to get out. Meditate. Spandex is awfully tight. Meditate. Against the big man's thighs. Meditate. Meditate. Alright. There's a man that lives up the block. Says he knows how to get to Sector 10. Sometimes on a Friday I'll stop by and have a few drinks before he puts his kids to bed. Him and his Starfleet commander, they split up. Guess it's 2 light years gone by now. Well, we just sit around and talking about the Klingons. He says when he feels like crying, he starts laughing, getting ready to meditate. True blood is just alright, meditate. Can't compare to Shatner's lines, meditate. Meditate. Oh! Whoa! This old man worked 20 years on his basement studio and hey, don't you know? Now he goes out looking for blank. He says 50 years just ain't that old. I was 9 years old and he was working on the medicinal plant assembly line. Now he just sits on a stool down in the green room, but I couldn't tell you what's on his mind. Meditate. Yeah, going back, meditate. Green thumbs are good to have, meditate. Meditate. Now I think Pete's going down to the room tonight to do a sage scrub till he gets his fill. And I hope when I turn 50 I don't sit around thinking about it. But I probably will, yeah. Just sitting back trying to recapture a little of the spandex. Well, time slips away and it leaves you with nothing but Star Trek figures and no other choice but to meditate, meditate. Spandex, Star Trek aside, meditate. He is an awesome guy, meditate, meditate. How guys? Meditate. Spandex is awesome when it's good, meditate, meditate. Big Job! 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 Alright! Big Job! Alright! Oh, Big Job! Big Job! Give me B! Alright! Give me Job! Give me B! Give me Job!
I do have one happy story to tell you.
Okay.
About Pete, and that is the room that I got for both him and Jay at an outrageous discount through Priceline.com.
It is the worst Bruce Springsteen impression you will ever see.